Everything ebbs and flows. There's a peak and a trough, a vibration to all things. The energy inside of nature is a slower, more patient energy. Energy that has space to think and to be. The energy inside the modern world is all fast energy that isn't so apparent in nature. We have to build things like energy grids and Wi-Fi adapters to catch this speed of light energy and utilize it for ourselves. And to harness it and to magnify it. Because it doesn't exist on those condensed forms. In a way that we can all together just use it, or you could just plug into a tree. You gotta cut it down, burn it, put it through a turbine, create energy that's fast-paced, because the tree itself was too slow. It took 70 years, 100 years, sometimes 500 years to grow. And it took a day to use it up. There's 365 days in the wave of the earth. There's 24 hours in its spinning. There's 30 days in the wave of the moon. And there's thousands of years in the astrological wave. And these are just the ones we can observe. When you're paying attention to the slower energy inside of that, you can just see and become the witness of the things that are real, that hold all of that together. But when you're caught in to the fast energy, you can only see the things of the earth. It's almost like those old 35 millimeter reels. You could watch a movie. You could see the space between the frame. Inside of that space between the frame is the infinite. But when you're plugged in, you can't see any space between the frames. So you don't even know they're there. It just looks like a continuous picture of reality. And the part that's real, you don't even get an inkling that it exists. Because every time you turn the water on, it comes out. Well, why does it come out? It comes out because of that tree that was burned. That's why it comes out. Because without that electricity, that water wouldn't be sitting in the water tower. Without that electricity, that fuse box that turns on your well won't click on. Without that electricity, when you flip that light switch, your lights don't turn on. But when your lights don't turn on and your water doesn't run, right there, if you're paying attention, is the space where you can see the infinite. And if you take yourself out of all that altogether, and you go out where there's none on purpose, that's the space where you can see the infinite. But inside of all these high resolution, high energy, theaters that we've made, you can only see the play. You can't see the puppet master. You can only see the things that are presented in front of you. And all the while, the biggest thing you miss is a clear view of yourself if you get too far in it. I used to be mad at myself for not going to, not getting a job somewhere. Just thinking of how much bullshit I gotta deal with, and how hard it is, and how they always say shit runs downhill. That's not true. When you own a business, it runs uphill if you're uphill. It doesn't feel like you're uphill, and it stops at your doorstep. Or at least if you run a business that with any kind of moral fortitude, that's where it stops, and that's where it is. So all the piles landed at my doorstep, and sometimes I feel sorry for myself. But now that I'm older and, I'm not so much trying to get stuff anymore or whatever, and I've been in this play for a couple decades now. That little space where there's like a wrinkle in time type of thing, or there's like the changing of the frame inside of all these things. My own business moved at a pace slow enough that I could see the frame switch over, and I could see behind. I could see beneath. I could see the picture. I could see that I could see the illusion. And I'm not sure that I would have ever seen the illusion if I was plugged in and trying to climb to nowhere above everyone around me. Because I just think there would have been too much noise. There would have been too many things to fill that space. to not see it. Because the whole curtain, the whole thing is set up to not have gaps. That's the point. And so we plug into these energies, right? You know, the wavelength of electricity is extremely rapid. And we have to have three-phase electricity and have 3 peaks in the, whatever, thousands of cycles per second. And we have to have 3 of them because we can only capture the peak. And we plug into these things and we make our world move faster and faster and faster. And the frames fall faster and faster and faster. Nobody can see in between the frames. So they all just think it's real because the picture doesn't appear to stop. There's more frames moving than our eye can see, so the picture looks continuous. We've built this grid system of electricity and the energy that carries Wi-Fi, which I have no knowledge of what it is. But it is an energy in the air and traveling through space that somehow I can punch something into this phone I'm speaking in right now and have an answer to nearly anything in the world that the powers that be want to tell me, as long as the information that I'm asking is what they want me to know. And that's there, right there, I guess, is the unfortunate problem of the whole thing. They don't want you to know the things that are the most important.